Welcome to the Virginia Values Veterans Program. I'm Andy Schwartz with the Virginia Department of Veteran Services. Joining us in the studio is Mr. Sultan Camp, Military Liaison and Veteran Programs with Newport News Shipbuilding, a division of Huntington Ingalls Industries. Sultan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
So tell us a little bit about Newport News Shipbuilding and why it's a great place for veterans to work.
Well, Newport News Shipbuilding, been around for 130 years. We are the only manufacturer of nuclear-powered aircraft carriers and one of two builders of nuclear-powered submarines. We've got employees that have been there 30, 40 years, which in today's climate is hard to find. Military veterans, it's a really, really good transition. We're a small city, so we have all types of opportunities, everything from security to even IT positions.
So not just aircraft carrier builders, but everything associated with any kind of administrative function, correct?
Absolutely. From design to delivery, everything is needed, from logistics to administrative, all those positions.
Now, as a defense contractor, how does the military culture fit into that environment in which they transition out of the military and go straight into working in a contracting position?
That's a great question. Most military professionals are going to transition into the defense contracting sector. Some of the concerns that they have obviously would be the stability. One thing that Newport News Shipbuilding brings to the table is that our product from start to finish is anywhere between 7 to 10 years. So as far as stability goes, we're looking at 10, 15, 20, 30 years in a pipeline, whereas the legitimate concern for some of the smaller defense contractors and programs are those are 2 and 3 years in contract length.
And Newport News Shipbuilding has a huge presence in Hampton Roads, but what are some of the things that you're doing to connect with the military population, not just in Hampton Roads, but nationwide?
Nationwide, so we know that social media is huge. Huntington Ingalls has a phenomenal Instagram account, YouTube channels, Facebook page, Twitter presence, and of course for those who want to professionally network, LinkedIn is always a great avenue.
So on that note, if there are veterans or transitioning service members looking for a career opportunity at Newport News Shipbuilding, what advice would you give them?
I would tell them find someone who's transitioned just that looks like you. Go on to LinkedIn, use it as Google, like you would Google, and put in your background and see what those people that are like you, what are they doing at our company? And then those are typically your avenues for success.
Would you say that military men and women in today's workforce are a valuable asset to Newport News Shipbuilding?
Absolutely. Their expertise, all the hiring managers that I work with typically want a veteran working with them on their team.
And where should veterans go if they want to learn about career opportunities at your company?
www.buildyourcareer.com.
My name is Marcia Risa Stewart-Downing. I am a senior instructional designer at Newport News Shipbuilding, a division of Huntington Ingalls Industries. I was a petty officer in the United States Navy, active and reserve. And during my time in the military, I did several different jobs. I began as an ocean system technician analyst, which was later merged into the sonar technician rate. And when I went to the reserve, I went as a storekeeper. When transitioning from the military, there were some skills that I later found that were beneficial when I came into the civilian community. For me, transitioning out of the military began early. I began to look at what were going to be some of the top careers in 5 to 10 years, because that's when I was going to get out. So I went to school to get into the human resources career field. And then once it came closer to getting out, I attended TAP class. And at that point, I realized that, wow, going to school wasn't enough. So I took the information that they gave in TAP class and started to prepare. As an employee with Newport News Shipbuilding, I have the opportunity to reach out to veterans. I am thankful that I have the opportunity to go to a job every day to where I still feel like I'm giving back.
And thank you for joining the Virginia Values Veterans Program. To learn more about great companies like Newport News Shipbuilding and the Virginia Values Veterans Program, go to www.dvsv3.com.
Broadcast of V3 Newsmakers is made possible through a partnership between Comcast and V3.